Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 5th season of Racing League Hub. This is the first round of the championship. You're joining us in virtual Australia. I am your host Nika, and this is the 3rd edition of the game that is played on Racing League Hub. And maybe most importantly, it is the newest version of the game, meaning this is F1 2019. It is new to all the drivers, the leagues are new. You're watching F1, the top tier of Racing League Hub. You will find Racing League Hub on racingleaguehub.com. And yeah, this is round 1 out of 21, and you're joining us for a short session of qualifying. This means 18 minutes, followed by a 50% race. The weather is unknown to us at the moment. We are joined in the cockpit of Opikonoem, and we have currently 12 drivers, 2 viewers, and not your regular commentator Hugo, not Spag and Chips, not Bruma, not Fretty, not Billy, but a temporary commentator as Hugo is occupied elsewhere. The track consists of 16 corners. It is Melbourne, we're talking about, partly built on public roads. You have 3 DRS zones. Opikonomen just starting his first lap on the medium tire, now coming up to the 2nd DRS zone. The track is fairly flat. It's going to evolve a lot during the qualifying and during the race. So we're gonna see lap times, quicker and quicker lap times as we go. Right now it seems that I have a couple of drivers, some of them new, some of them I have no idea, I've never seen before. I'd like to welcome all the drivers, all the viewers, and I wish you all good luck. We are missing a couple of drivers tonight. I think the whole Mercedes team is away. We only have one Williams, but it is piloted by Spag and Chips, which we are gonna follow for a lap right now. He is on the hard tire. What has made life a little bit easier for us this year is we only have, well, we have more than 3 compounds, as Spag and Chips just scrapes the wall a little bit. I don't think that he got any damage. He's backed up a little bit. No ERS. Maybe going for another quick lap. We have 2 lap times on the board. Opikonoem being the quickest one, just got beaten by a Rafa, a new driver to RLH, I believe, in the Ferrari, finishing his lap. Followed by Rob Forbes in seems to be the Red Bull. Opikonomen in 3rd place, Sem in 4th in the Sauber, and Uwat Midnight currently about to finish a lap. We're gonna sit on board with him as just about to finish a lap on the hard tire. Coming up to the start-finish straight now to finish his lap. He goes across the finish line 6th. I think that could have been a bit of a installation lap, maybe. I'm still currently in the pits. Gonna go on board Carlos. He's about to finish, just finished his lap. He's 3rd at the moment. he both, or actually the top 3 is on the soft tire. I believe it's gonna be a one stop, maybe soft to medium, maybe soft to hard, I'm not sure. Try the broadcast view. Let's see. I think Wolfsrobert currently on a lap. So the 2 Red Bulls are currently 5th and 2nd. Can I see? I have a couple of incidents. I think we're gonna go on board Chips for a lap because he's on an outlap at the moment. Oh no, yep, here we go. He is on the soft tire now, coming through to the 2nd sector. In a moment, this part of the track is partly difficult because of the cambering of the track. It's sometimes off and on, so it will push the cars into places they don't want to be in naturally. So ideally you would have a setup which you can trust. Maybe that means the front axle at a track which is basically a street circuit. We're gonna go onto the TV pod view, I think, for the lap. Now just enjoy this lap. Let's see if I can do corner 16. It's a right-hander up to the straight, DRS open, flat out. To the 1st and 2nd corner, and coming up to the 3rd and 4th, there is a yellow flag in sector 1 and sector 2. That's not gonna mean anything for Spag. I think they will clear it before. He's now over to the quick right-hander up on the curbs, up to the almost similar corner but a little bit more irritating because it's not as clean as the other one. Spag does it really well, going up to the 90-degree almost right-hander with a high curb on the inside, now coming up to the back straight, closing in on the chicane, which is a left and right-hander right before the 2nd DRS zone, hitting the DRS button, opening the rear wing, going up to the 3rd sector, which is tight all the way at 90 degree, using all of the track and a little bit more right-hander up to what is called Prost, corner 15, coming up to corner 16, and then just going, using all of the track again, DRS open. Let's see what Spag can do. He crosses the line, he goes 2nd. Meanwhile, I think Rafa is about to start a lap, so he's gonna... No, is he finishing a lap? Perhaps? Yep, seems to be finishing a lap. We have 8 minutes left of the session, as Rafa goes even quicker than before. Currently the only driver on the medium tire is Sem. He's about to set a lap time, I think, so we're gonna go on board the Sauber driver. To be fair, I don't even know what all the menus mean, but let's forget about that. Let's use the broadcast view and check Sem while he's warming up his tires, just now starting a lap. Is he... Yeah, slowing down a little bit more to get the best traction out of the last corner, maximize top speed. I think he's going just a tad quicker than Spag into the braking zone of the 1st and 2nd corner. Out, we see some down to the 3rd corner where we are gonna see some carnage in the first on the first lap. I bet. I am not 100% sure, but I hope all drivers will get unscathed through there, as Sem is now the only driver on the medium tire. Let's see what he do. As we've got a couple of comments. Okay, go full screen, mate. We'll do that in 1 second. You need to turn off messages. Yes, I think he's same thing. Let's I think we're full screen at the moment. Let's see. Is that better? Leave a comment below and let's see if we can change something. Okay, so the situation is currently the following. We have Rafa currently on an outlap, I think. Verstappen in the pits in second place. Carlos is currently on an outlap in the Haas. Spaghetti Chips in fourth. Steve waiting for the track to evolve a little bit. I think we have a bunch of people in the pits. Let's have a look. There is something called Race Director that tells you everything. I don't have to go drivers. Let's have a look. Right. So could go on board. Drop yet. Let's have a look. Currently then in sector 3. Yep, just about to finish his lap. What can he do? He is a quick driver, currently driving for McLaren, the runner-up last season, I think. Coming through, opening the DRS, almost done with DRS, and he goes second. So 0.7 seconds, splitting number 1 and number 2 at the moment. 2 McLarens in the top 3. The other one is still waiting for a lap. I think they could all set one more lap if they are on an in lap at the moment. Have any interesting incidents? We don't. Couple of invalidated laps. No penalties yet. If anybody knows what the weather is gonna be like in the race, let me know or not. It's basically a mystery for virtual mystery anyway. And at this very moment we're gonna have a look at the finishing part of the qualifying. I am gonna have to do something before that, so just bear with me. We are going to be joined in the commentary box as the race goes on. And at the moment, the yeah. Yeah. So We are gonna go back to the qualifying session. Sorry about that. Let's see. Have and at the moment we are gonna go on board DeLuca, on board with him as he's on the first outlap, and yep. So the quickest lap time at the moment is a 1:19.666, followed by a 1:20.2. So 0.7 second gap to pole. I think that pole lap can be challenged at least. Let's have a look. I think all except 3 drivers are on an outlap, so this is gonna be interesting. We still have a minute and a half to go. We are on board DeLuca 96 at the moment, who we know is a quick driver. We are gonna go with him for the lap as he aborts it. So coming up to corner 3 and 4 now. This one is a little bit cambered off, a little bit uncomfortable to take, but DeLuca is showing how to do it, going to the quick right-hander followed by the other quick right-hander that fairly similar to each other, but there is less space in the second one currently. We have 30 seconds left of the session. Yep. Coming up to the quick chicane, and unfortunately he drops the car. Doesn't destroy it completely, but that means we are gonna join another driver. I'm sorry about that, Luca. Good luck to you in the race. At the moment Droppier is second quickest, so let's see if he can challenge Rafa's time. He gets a bit squirrely on the exit. Unfortunately he will not be challenging Rafa. Verstappen on the other hand is about to finish a lap. There are yellow flags all over the track. Verstappen then a quick driver coming up to the line. What can he do? I think he's going on a second lap. That was probably an invalidated lap, I'm not sure. We're gonna find a driver who is about to finish the lap. Spaghetti Chips currently in 5th. I don't think he's shown us everything he has got yet. Coming up to the quick chicane, showing us how to do it. The right, left, DRS zone, wing open. Let's see. We are joined in the commentary box right this moment by Fretty. Welcome, Fretty.
Evening.
We're just about to see Spaghetti Chips go to the start-finish straight. Have you predictions for the qualifying? It's just now ended.
Spag just missing out on Drop J as well then for second. So it's Rafa and Drop J on the front row. Pole sitter then is a newcomer to RLH and F1 of course. Verstappen as well, and your highest promotee, if you like, from F2 last season. And the other one, which was Foxy, is he not racing tonight by the looks of things? So
I think he's
12
currently,
runners.
yeah. I think
and DeLuca then, who's another F2 graduate, he's not been out for a time.
he was. We were just on board with him, and he had a bit of a mishap, as we are now looking at some of Codemaster's finest.
Yeah, on board with
Let's see.
Samster, that was
Let's go
interesting.
broadcast. Everyone has finished their laps. Top 3 is fairly interesting. It's. You want to take us through the grid order?
Can do as soon as it comes up then. So we've got Rafa, as we say, then newcomer in his first race on pole, 19.6, very quick lap time. Drop J not making the 19s, but still very good lap time there. Low 20s, he's competitive around here. Spag, ever present, of course, in F1. Williams this season lines up third. Verstappen making his first F1 race in fourth. Sem, I believe, was F4 at the end of last season, so he's jumped right up the order. Callis comes from F3. Midnight is one of Baboon J's lot, and I'll go through the rest of the grid on the formation lap.
Yeah.
Do we know who Midnight is?
No, we know he. No, I don't know him, but I think he's new. So I'm sure we will get to know him.
New. So we'll see plenty of him.
Yep.
And so Wolstrabert then is I'm just going through the names I recognise. He's a returning F1 driver. Samster, of course, joined midway through last season. Simsy, of course, your Season 3 champion. He'll be a threat no matter what. And yeah, we've mentioned DeLuca. Forbes as well as a new driver to RLH. And I believe that's everyone. Opicno, of course, F1 driver from last season as well.
Yep.
As we wait for the timer to count down.
Yep. Do we have any predictions? I know it's the first race, but what do we think? We have a formation lap to think about this.
Yeah, well, on the basis of qualifying, unless he's got some sort of ridiculous setup that will kill the tyres, but I very much doubt it. I think you've got to say Rafa, if you can keep it on the track, is looking very good for this one. Drop J is always a threat. Spag as well. It'd be interesting to see Verstappen can he get on the podium in his first F1 race. And then you've got the likes of Simsy joining late, of course, and
Yep.
DeLuca, Samster as well. They'll be a threat from the back. So could be it's somewhat of a reverse grid with Samster and Simsy down the back. So should be plenty of overtaking despite only having 13 cars. Hopefully we don't get any DNFs on lap 1. That'd be a shame. We're a bit down on numbers at the moment. Should be up to normal numbers next week. We have got 19 drivers signed up to F1 at the moment. So once we get into the swing of things, it should be a full championship. And yeah, the bit of the order we didn't get to go through was Opicanoa in 8th, Wolstrabert and Forbes in, what are they, in the Toro Rosso?
They are in the Red Bull, I think, yeah.
Yeah, and then Samster, DeLuca and Simsy were the ones without a time. So we'll be keeping an eye on them probably coming through the pack as we come through a corner that will probably be highlighted quite a lot through this race. Very tricky left-right chicane. As we come round now, I believe the leader's coming into the final couple of corners. Rafa will start to form up the grid.
Yep, and I think this will be a race that's going to be interesting to watch. We have quick drivers, as you said, all along the grid. A few of them, not a full grid tonight, but I think this will be interesting.
Yeah, just looking as well, we've got Samster and DeLuca have gone for the mediums, so they'll be going long.
Yep.
Simsy's stuck with the softs on a standard strategy, so I think he'll be looking to make quick progress and sort of get well into the top 10 on the standard strategy and get it in amongst the race. But the lights are now coming on, so there you go, Nico.
Yep, we are gonna look at 5 red lights in just a bit. And I'm gonna say something smart when we start, which is the drivers are going for it. We are off. This is Racing League Hub F1 first season. The racing leader is Rafa at the moment, followed by 2 McLarens and 1 Williams, Spaghetti Chips and Verstappen battling it out. They are not in the right camera mode at the moment, but currently we're gonna follow Spag and Chips because he has the best view of the top 5.
just about to say they've all been very well behaved through turns 1, 2 and 3, but Opkanome's picked up damage. He was, I believe, clipped on the exit of 3, went to the barrier on the right hand side, so he's got front wing damage. Samster got hung out to dry on the exit of turn 3. He was actually well up the field already. He was up to about 7th place at one point, as we see a bit of a lag there. But Simsy as well. Samster and Simsy came flying through the pack, but then got hung out to dry on the exit of 3. And they're back to, well, Simsy back down to 11th now, but Samster getting past Wallstrubber, as does Midnight then. Oh, it's all going to get very tight into the chicane, too wide. Oh, and got the cars off already.
Bit of a tank slapper for Wallstrubber, but he keeps
they've got away with it.
Yep. I think at the moment Simsy must be on a default setup, right? Because he joined after qualifying.
Yes, he joined in late. Yeah, so I would imagine that should be the case if it's like previous years. Yeah, Sam's still looking very competitive at the moment on the medium tyres. He's already up into 8th place. As
Opkanome is pitting as expected because of that unfortunate damage.
Yeah. So Simsy picked up damage on lap 1.
I think we saw it on stream. He tapped the wall a little bit, so they are going to go.
Hopefully a bit better pit stop than Lewis Hamilton's. The wing's on already, so looking good. Green light, and he's away for another set of softs. And is it on Simsy? Yeah, Opkanome's gone for the hard. That's interesting.
So
what would that be? 28 laps. That's a long way to go, even on the hardest compound.
At the moment, we can take a look at first lap winners and losers in terms of position. Rob Forbes currently in the battle with Sem, followed closely by Carlos, but virtually in the fight for top.
Samster's dropped down, sorry Nika. Samster's had an incident somewhere. He's dropped all the way back down to 11th place, and he's got left front damage, so he'll be in at the end of this lap. That's full end plate and flap gone. So just as we were saying he was looking good in 8th on the alternate tyre, he's going to be in the pits at the end of this lap.
With 12 seconds to the leader, dropping back a little bit. Gonna have to make a pit stop almost. I think he lost a lot of time as Rafa sets the quickest lap time again.
Yeah, Samster's in then, so it's going to drop. I think he's probably going to come out in between Simsy and Opkanome.
Which is in...
There's a 5-second gap in there.
Yeah. Plus, they are still on for the points fight since they are going from, well, 10th to 13. Well, maybe not Wallstrubber. He's still on track. I mean, not having made a stop, but I wouldn't discount any of these drivers. It's a tight grid, this one.
Definitely, yeah. Round 1, if you can pick up any points, it's going to be better than nothing. As we pass the safety car on the pit exit, Samster then does slot into that 5-second gap between Simsy and Opkanome just. And they've all made stops. Then what's he put on? He's put another soft on as well. Then
the excitement is gonna get even. Well, we're gonna have a more excitement now because the DRS, I believe, is gonna be enabled this lap, isn't it?
Oh, we've got a car in the wall. Sorry again, Callis in the wall, and there's another car involved as well, was there?
One second.
No, it doesn't seem to be. Just the Renault. They've still not fixed that, so you can view a car that's crashed.
No, unfortunately, I am jumping around with the remote like a complete something. We should be looking at this battle, I think.
Yeah, there's been so much going on further down the back that we've took our eye off the ball at the front of it. We've got both McLarens here, with Verstappen putting a bit of pressure on his teammate then. Bit of team rivalry showing up even early in round 1. And Sem and Spag as well, just a bit further back, only 2 tenths between them.
At the moment, Spag is being harassed by Sem just a little bit. They could be on a very different setup, so I wouldn't be surprised if Spaghetti is maybe quicker on the straights, Sem quicker in the corners, or they are just have used different amounts of tire at the moment, maybe one having a little bit warmer tires or something. Sem will have the DRS when we get up to the third DRS zone. Just after the chicane, we are gonna go on board with him. I think he's too far back.
Yeah, it's all as you were at the moment then, and so with the demise of Samster, DeLuca's now the highest placed runner on the alternate strategy. He's 3 seconds off Midnight at the moment. What is he off the leader? He is 13 seconds off Rapper at the moment. He could be on for some decent points to Luca today. Maybe sneak a top 5, something like that. And which would not be a bad result for his first F1 race. Well, I say his first F1 race, sorry. He was in here last season as well as F2. So he's done a couple of, or a season and a half now, I think, in F1. But your full debutant Verstappen is once again, we've got yellow flags in sector 3.
That would be...
Gnome's been off, and has he got away with it? It looks like he's got away without front wing damage, so as long as he's not cooked the tyres, he'll be able to continue from there. But back up the front then, yeah, this McLaren fight's getting a bit tasty.
Yep, they are separated by 0.3 seconds, meaning the DRS will be beneficial for Verstappen. That corner, do you like to overtake it in the following corner after the DRS zone? Is it an easy overtaking zone?
Well, what are we talking into? 13? This one coming up now.
Yeah.
Oh, Drop J's gone!
Oh no!
Oh, he's going to collect Spag as well, is he? Spag's gone, yeah. Oh, and Sem as well. We've lost
Sem
3 cars then. Sem's gone into the back of Spag. Spag's got left front damage. Sem as well,
no.
I believe, will have front wing damage out of
he
that.
He has a missing end plate.
Both got left front wing damage, yeah. And so that's great news for Forbes then.
Yeah.
Rob
Who
Forbes
is
gonna go into 3rd place, is he?
Yeah.
Up into the podium positions. Drop J has continued without damage, ironically, so he's...
Yeah.
The spinner has got away with it. DeLuca coming through on those mediums, is he?
The
bit more so, dips back in.
Driver who definitely is benefiting from that is Rob Forbes. He will be laughing all the way to the bank on that. He just gained 3 positions in 1 lap due to unfortunate events. We are not gonna count out Spaghetti, Sem and Droppier yet, especially Droppier not having any damage, as Sem picks up a 3-second penalty.
Oh, and nearly loses it on the exit of turn 2 on those hard tyres as well. Sem massively sideways coming out of the pits, but luckily for Spag, if it's any consolation, we're now 5 laps into the race. He's put the hard tyres on.
Yeah,
that could be possible to go to the end, and as it was a long way around the lap, he didn't have to do much crawling back to the pits with damage. So it's not ideal, but he might be able to recover that. As we say, Drop J, other than the fact he's, I believe that's interesting. Whether they have time to set. No, Spag's got a new front wing on that, and I'm just trying to see Sem. Yeah, Sem's got all the end plate there as well, but we've got a yellow flag again. What's that? Oh, DeLuca! On those medium tyres, he's dropped it through turn 14. That's interesting.
He doesn't seem to have...
a 5-second penalty. Oh, sorry, a 3-second penalty. That's just the colouring on the Force India, or Racing Point. That's,
luckily for DeLuca, he doesn't have damage at the moment. So, and only 5 seconds to Wolfsrobert, so he's still in it. If we look at the stops, we have only got 5 drivers having made a stop.
Yeah, Drop J, despite the fact he done his tyres a bit of damage with that high speed spin, got away without any damage. That's incredible. He's still in 5th place, so still very much in this race. Verstappen though, it's unleashed him into some clear air. 4 seconds off Rafa at the moment, and still very much with a chance of winning this race, but needs to start closing that gap down a little. We've got more yellow flags. What's that for?
Oh, that's 1st and 2nd sector. That should be...
Oh, we've had Sandstrop again. Turn 5.
So
it's a tricky first day back at school for these guys.
We are...
got a few cars in the wall.
This is an interesting battle, I think. We have Spag, a veteran of the league, a champion, being challenged by Sem at the moment.
We've got Verstappen in as well, sorry. Verstappen in, Forbes in and Midnight in, so they're all going for a bit of an undercut on Rafa, going for the hard tyres.
And Sem got past Spag, but Spag is still there, knocking on the door. gonna have the DRS, and
we've got a recovering Simsy all over the back of them as well on
exactly.
soft tyres.
I was gonna say.
Oh, and we've got a car coming out of the pits as well.
It is
Rob
you at
Forbes
midnight?
is, yeah, Midnight's just behind this, and Rob Forbes has sat himself out the front of it, so we could have a 5-way scrap on in the midfield soon. 4-car train at the moment with Midnight possible. Oh, we've got contact again. What's happened? Spag's round.
No. What's happened? Was it?
I don't know if he's just dropped it by him.
I think it was with Simsy.
He dropped it by himself.
Simsy got past Midnight, didn't he? Wasn't Midnight behind after the pit stops?
Yeah, Midnight was behind, yeah. So Simsy and Spag then have come together.
Could be,
I think Spag's got away with damage. Has Simsy got any? No.
Let's have a look at the broadcast view. I think no, doesn't seem to have any front wing damage. Should be okay. How about Midnight? Does he have any damage?
So Rafa's in the pits going for hard tyres as well.
Where is he gonna come out?
Gonna pit. Yeah, Drop J pits. Rafa is going down the pit lane at the moment. He gets to the speed limit line now.
Currently finishing the lap. It is a 60 click top speed pit lane, or the pit lane limiter. So he has cleared Verstappen, but has the gap gone down? And
looks like he's maintained it at the moment. A couple of tenths maybe. Yeah, it's still around 4 seconds. Rafa giving no margin on the pit exit line. And it's 3.9, yeah, so it's took it down by about 3 tenths, but Verstappen needs to get the hammer down now.
But I think the tyre temperature could be decisive at this moment. Will Verstappen, he has warm tyres.
Yeah,
Rafa
especially on those hards, so he needs to get them up and running, yeah. So the only man running not to have stopped is DeLuca then. Despite his little spin at turn 14, still going on the original set of mediums.
He is on the medium, so he could go a little bit further than the soft runners. The closest battle at the moment is between Sem and Rob Forbes. If we take a look at the position change, Sem started 5th, back to 5th, challenging Rob Forbes, who has gone up 6 places.
And Samster's left, but still running, so is Samster disconnected?
Hydraulics or disconnected? Radio traffic, I'm not sure.
Could be hydraulics. So yeah,
electronics.
Horrible day for Renault at the moment as well. Oppenheim 12th, Callis out of the race. But yeah, Rafa pretty untouchable up the front at the moment. Got that gap out at 4 seconds and just maintaining it. And
DeLuca, however, is looking strong.
He's in the pits again. So yeah, he pitted early on and put another set of. And he's retired from the session. That's
a shame. I think.
Yeah, going for a set of mediums, but he's going to go no further.
Oh, I think he
Santa's ghost car continues on into 9th place, so he could pick up a point even without driving here.
Seems he then raiding the Mercedes fridge for some refreshments.
We've got another yellow flag out.
Post Robert gets a 3-second penalty. This is going to be interesting. We're at lap 10 out of 29. DeLuca is in 3rd, having made up 9 places but not made a pit stop, right?
That is correct, yeah, and he's all out on his own, so at the moment he's avoiding any incidents. As we've said, there's a bit of a train behind him. We've got Rob and Sem, so the more they battle each other, the better that's going to be for DeLuca. And I've got a couple of comments on the stream, so we've got one prediction for Spag, Drop J and Rafa. So Spag, unfortunately at the moment, not looking good on that one. Neither is Drop J after that pit stop. He's down to 7th. Rafa was 3rd on that prediction. He's out front, as we've mentioned. And then the next one was Rudy Zlatan, predicted Sem, Spag, Verstappen. So his closest prediction there is Verstappen. And well, we've got Sem 5th. And yeah, as we've said, Spag having a difficult afternoon. Simsy has left, so we're down to, unfortunately, if you're 11th, you're going to be the only guy without a point today.
As we go into...
Although Samster has left, so he'll probably drop back. But yeah, Sem
and Rob Forbes, currently the closest battle on track. Sem is making up some ground.
Together for quite a few laps now.
He pitted lap, what, 8 or 9? So he will be on a bit older tires.
Sem's tyres are actually 2 laps older, but he's all over the back of Rob as we go into the chicane. Try and avoid that right-hand curve as much as you can. Yeah, so I'm just getting a bit of oversteer again. We've got Midnight though, only 4 tenths behind, so it's about to become a 3-car battle.
And he
needs to get this move done, otherwise he's going to be vulnerable himself.
As Spaghetti Chips is unfortunately
pushing hard, trying to make up for lost time, but he's unfortunately cost himself another 3 seconds. As Midnight properly sideways out of the penultimate corner.
Got DRS open. After the if this battle clears up, I'm gonna have a race director for penalties.
And Sem
side by side. This is an really space.
And look at Midnight, he's about to mug the pair of them inside turn 3. Can he keep it? Oh, it's going to be tight. Just
None
about gets away with it. He's got 1 position.
Damage.
Still, DeLuca goes again on those mediums, so he's going deep into this race.
Yep, I think it's
and
mediums
moment,
to
that's
softs.
doing him the favour because
that's the prediction.
It'd be impressive if he can do that. It'd be quite a stretch, but at the moment he's extending the advantage to the cars behind him because they're fighting each other so hard. And so whatever he can keep going, he might as well.
In the middle of this triple trouble, Sem is gonna have double slipstream down the DRS zone, coming right up as he goes a bit sideways. Exit, but he's too far behind.
Samsa's Ghost has dropped down to 10th, so if Oppenheim can pick up 2 seconds, 1.7 seconds, he'll be on for a point.
He is picking up a lot. Each time the clock ticks, he takes out a 10th out of the Ghost of Samster.
DeLuca finally pits. And I don't know what to watch here because we've got Midnight all over the back of Forbes. DRS open, he's going to cover the inside, so Midnight's going to have to go the long way around.
But he has the pace, I think he has
gone the long way around.
Is he too much on the grass?
Sem picks up a penalty behind them.
Sem right behind Midnight at the moment. 3 wide almost.
Yeah, that's going to get tight on the exit.
Oh, no. Switchback is not possible when you have a car on the inside.
On the outside. Oh,
that
curve
was
on the
a
exit.
nice one.
Whew. Yeah, Sem back through then, so swapping places all the time, but Rob seems to still be out the front. Even though Sem and Midnight can't decide who wants to be following him. Midnight's coming again.
We are closing to a DRS zone. Seems like a bit of a drift there from Midnight.
Yeah, but the problem is for Midnight, Sem's got the DRS for Rob ahead of him as well, and so cancelling each other out here as he takes plenty of the extra track. Sem a little bit wide as well.
Sem is going to have the rear wing open and full of Midnight going into this right-hander. No, he's too far behind.
Yeah, and it's not as big a stop as it looks into there, only down to 4th gear. It's quite a short braking zone. You can almost get to, well after the 100-metre board, so making a move in there is pretty difficult.
Not if the driver in front doesn't make a mistake, it's not possible. I think it would be.
Yeah, you really need them to get wide out of the chicane beforehand to make that one stick. Sem's gone round the outside, but contact made
to the grass
between Sem and
Midnight
Rob,
cashes
and
in.
He's going to come back on the track. Yeah, and DeLuca's joining the. Sorry, not DeLuca. Dropj's joining the party now as well. In the McLaren, he's going for the outside on Rob Forbes. Hard tyres on Dropj, of course. So this could be interesting actually. What tyre have we got on? Hang on. No, that's showing me a glitch on the Red Bull. I'm being shown yellow tyres, but he's definitely on the hards.
One thing I predict: if there is a crash, if there is an incident in this battle, which is, I mean, they are all within 3 seconds. You know who will be the winner of it? This guy.
Sorry.
I think if
where we're looking.
So 3rd to 7th is within 5 seconds, and 7th Spaghetti Chips is catching up, which isn't
much
of a surprise.
He's lurking there, yeah. Oh my word, that's getting tight. Drop J on Rob Forbes, still side by side. We're going to go into the penultimate corner. Rob has the inside again. Drop J still sticking it round there. Who picked up the DRS though? It's Rob's got it. Has Drop J got it as well? They've both got it then. So yeah, and Drop J's going for the inside. Thinks better of it. Midnight's made a break for it up the front now in third place.
My neighbour deciding to drill some holes in the wall at the moment, so I will be muting the mic.
I'll continue on for a minute then. Yeah, just give a mention to Rafa up the front.
As Drop spins around, I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Got a bit of contact with Rob Forbes. The gaps now.
That was coming really, wasn't it? They've been side by side for most of the last lap. So he's dropped behind Spag as well, and so Spag back up to 6th on his recovery. Yeah, back to where we were. Rafa's still leading by 7.5 seconds in the Ferrari, looking like at the moment a very comfortable race for Verstappen. Ever since Drop J made that mistake, he's been a comfortable second, and he's now 16.5 seconds ahead of the absolute madness that's going on behind him for third place. Although it's settled down a bit on the last lap, we've now got a couple of seconds between each car. Just have.
I am currently gonna check something. Just give me 1 second.
8th place, 5 seconds off Drop J. So he could start to make progress. 5 lap fresher tyres.
I am gonna check the incidents at this moment, just to make sure. We have Sem with a 3-second penalty, Samster with a 3-second penalty, and a ghosting car. Simsy is out of it. Wolstrobert 3-second penalty. Spaghetti 3-second. Forbes 3-second.
Yeah, just if you want to come out of that, Nico, and just get the race back on. I can go through the incidents online if you want.
Sorry about that.
They can't hear the drilling, so that's not a problem.
Yeah, and apparently you can't hear me either. So sure.
I'm pretty sure no one's mentioned that they can't hear you. I think it's just.
Okay, good.
They can't hear any construction going on. So yeah, let's crack on and let's see what we've got. Yeah, so Rafa, yeah, he's not even got a warning out front. Majestic. Verstappen on the last lap picked up his first warning, and Midnight has just one warning as well. Actually, Sam's got. Oh my goodness me. Penalty, 2 penalties at the moment, with quite a few warnings for various bits and pieces.
As
1 penalty.
As Spaghetti Chips is now just about to be in the DRS zone of Forbes. He is in fact in the DRS zone. He has gained.
Yeah, Spag's got 1 penalty as well. So wherever he finishes, he'll have that added.
So does Rob Forbes.
1 warning.
So they are even on track, and Spag is closing up, which is gonna be nice for him. He has been doing a lot of work, losing a little bit of time now, but overall gaining a lot. He does have half of the ERS left, whereas Rob Forbes has a little bit less, so he will be on the charge now. We have 13 laps left, I think, if my math is correct.
Yeah, 13 laps at the end of this one, I think. Yeah. As we have another comment. No, that's me imagining things. Rafa sets a new fastest lap of the race. There is a point, of course, for fastest lap this season in RLH, following the official F1 scoring system. So Rafa will be picking up at the moment a perfect score of 26.
And the fastest lap can only be done by a driver in the top 10, meaning he will be challenged
today.
No, it's not, but I think Opikonoam might gamble for it, because the gap to Samster is currently a pit stop away.
Ghosted and stuck at an 80 ranked AI speed, so yeah, he's just going around pretty slowly. A lap down now on Rafa, who just goes through him. And yeah, what have we got? Oh, we've got Rob and Spag going again into turn 3. Rob's run a little bit wide. Spag goes through into 5th place.
and Spag does cash it in, now being in free air, clean air, that is.
Yeah, 4.6 to Sem. That could be doable by the end.
Yeah, I think in 12 laps it's doable. I'm not saying. I think these guys are quick. I mean, very close to each other. It's a close grid, so it's gonna be down. I mean, not even they have equally old tires, and yeah, that's gonna be something to
Spag's gonna
watch.
get plenty fired up by an unfortunate evening. Really, he seems to have been involved in a lot of incidents that haven't really been his fault. So he's been pushed back down the grid. But yeah, at the moment he's just over 7 seconds off the podium. So he could very much be a threat for that. Midnight does have 2 lap fresher tyres, but if there's not many people in this field with more experience of RLH racing than Spag, so if anyone can do it, he's your man. But he's dragging Forbes along with him, actually, still just half a second behind.
Yeah, he has.
Drop J is still recovering from his chaotic afternoon as well.
But he is closing up, and he has fresher tyres. 3 laps could be a lot by the end of the race.
Has a lot fresher tyres.
Yeah.
If anyone's marginal on actually getting to the end, I doubt it. I think the hard is pretty comfortable.
Yeah, the Luca has a lot of the ERS left. As does Drop here, by the way. They are on fresher tyres. A driver we haven't been concentrating on a lot is Verstappen. He has dropped back a little bit from Rafa, but
yeah, I think that's just been the pace, really, hasn't it? And it's been about, what does that work out at? About half a second, just under half a second a lap. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
We should keep an eye out.
Straight to himself.
We should keep an eye out on the gap between Verstappen and Midnight. If he goes above 22 seconds, then Verstappen could box for a set of softs. He could challenge the quickest lap time. There's not really anyone else being able to do that.
Something going wrong, but yeah.
Yeah.
Could be a possibility. Depends whether he wants to risk that on the first day of the season or just bag those 18 points for second place. So he's catching the back marker of Samster. Sort of Ferrari up the front there, but no, not the one that matters at the moment. And so Rob's dropped another second back from Spag. It's all gone a little bit quiet again.
How about the since we have a calm moment, could we consider the penalties at the moment? We can't see them from the menu, I think. We can't add the time to the interval. Just do it in our heads. But I think Spag has a penalty. Sem has got one.
Yeah, so your highest place, Verstappen's just picked up another warning, but he's still one off a penalty. As has Midnight. So your highest place up is Sem, who's got 2 penalties and quite a few warnings, so could possibly get 3 by the end. So he's got 2 penalties, Spag's got 1. Rob's got 1, so they're equal on track. Drop J's got none. DeLuca's not. DeLuca's had 2 warnings on 1 lap. That's interesting. That's his first 2 on the same lap.
If,
so yeah, at the moment, Midnight's got 2, Sem's got 1. Spag and Rob have both got 1 as well, I believe. So that.
Did you say Midnight has 2?
No, maybe not.
Yeah,
sorry. No. Sem's got 2, Spag's got 1, and Rob's got 1. So that puts, at the moment, puts Sem and Spag pretty much equal on track.
Yeah, and drop here above Rob Forbes.
Yeah, that's interesting, yeah. So Drop J could still pick up some valuable points, despite a difficult start.
He is catching up as well, so that should be interesting in terms of end results for... he's on it, but he's not catching Spag at the moment. How about...
Yeah, I imagine a lot of them will, as Rob picks up another penalty then, so that puts him further behind Spag. But
Yeah.
yeah, they're all probably going to be getting a little bit thin on tyres at the moment. 15 laps put on them. Opkinone's and 19 laps on his, of course. Pitted at the end of lap. What did he pit? End of lap 2, something like that.
I think he's gonna go for another pit stop. He has the point in his bag, and he can double his points by just stopping for the soft and just gunning it at the end, which is a good thing. He will be
especially
equal
if
on points
marginal,
with
there's no point in getting the puncher or anything down like that. You might as well come in and stick a fresh set on. But at the moment, Verstappen's pegged Rafa at the moment. It remains at 8.8 seconds. Rafa, I imagine at this point, is just sort of stroking it home. He's got plenty of DRS left. And I don't think he's... can I see what fuel mode he's in? No, apparently not.
No, you can... I think it's... No, I think they removed it. Couldn't you see if you were in lean? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure...
Well, at least he's not in lean.
I'm probably imagining things, but he's... yeah, he's got plenty of DRS, so he's not been pushing it too hard. And Verstappen is quite low on his DRS, so he's been probably just driving a standard sort of race. And yeah, at the moment, those two are pretty comfortable in first and second, as long as nothing goes wrong for them. Midnight is at the moment. He's got
gap suddenly up 7 seconds, so that would mean Verstappen now has a... No, wait, this is to the leader. Never mind. He does not have a free pit stop. Sorry about that. Don't pit.
So Midnight at the moment is fairly comfortable in third, actually, because Sem's got 2 penalties as Dropday and Rob Forbes. Not sure what happened there. Rob seemed to be very slow on the pit straight, whether he had a problem at the final corner. Yeah, a bit of lag there as well. But yeah, so at the moment, Sem is actually 9 seconds behind Midnight, so your top 3
no damage.
Pretty much as they're going to finish.
I bet. I mean, the driving's changed from a bit chaotic to really calm. They seem to be cruising. They aren't cruising, obviously, but they are maybe used to the track, used to the changes and the tire. It is a less volatile tire, the hard one. I think once it's gone, but at the moment there's no such trouble. It's not off the cliff yet.
Pushing it a bit more, yeah, definitely the temperature is a bit more resilient on this compound. But yeah, you got a comment on the stream as well, actually, about the possibility of Verstappen stopping to grab that fastest lap point. But no sign of it at the moment on lap 24.
He then obviously has to do it maybe ideally 3 laps before the end to get temperature in the tire.
At it, so yeah, you want an outlap and probably a couple of flying laps just in case. So that would put putting at the end of lap 26, give you 27 as an outlap, 8 and 9. Yeah, that's what we'd probably be looking at. It's 19 seconds now, so it's just starting to edge out. No, it's come back down to 18.7.
Yeah, Rafa is building a gap to Verstappen, but so is Verstappen to Midnight, so it'll be interesting. Somebody who is gaining is our man in the rocket ship. Spag is catching up to Sem. Sem was quicker at an earlier point in the race. Now maybe the tire wear is costing him a little bit.
Yeah, and we know Spag's ahead on penalties already. So at the moment, this is just going to be a formality for Spag to do it on track, as Rafa finally hits the 10-second margin for his lead. And he's putting a stamp on this championship very early on.
No, let's not go there yet.
And Simsy Danger not finishing. Seb sunning it up on holiday. And Spag at the moment in 4th. It's a very good start. And was that
do we have any predictions worth mentioning? I know there's not going to be a double podium for any team. I mean, the only teams that can do a double podium is McLaren or Red Bull. I think Samster's gone, unfortunately. He
Yeah. So,
seems to be ghosting. That's a bit of...
no one team
Yeah.
dominant at the moment. We've got 5 different teams, of course, in the top 5. And
Oh,
what have we got?
we
We've got
have a
Ferrari
car.
powered.
Did we have a car around? Did I miss a spin? No.
Doesn't look like it. So yeah, what have we got in the top 5? We've got a Ferrari powered car, we've got a Renault,
And it's
Honda,
getting...
Ferrari, and Mercedes. So all the different engine manufacturers up there in the top 5 as well. Then, so
But,
yeah, nice spread.
sorry to interrupt you there.
Go
Midnight
on.
just caught a 3-second penalty, which means Sam has a couple of penalties. No, does he?
Yeah, that'll help Spag though. If anything happens, it's getting a bit late in the day now. But if anything does go wrong for Midnight any further than that, Spag could nick that final podium slot.
As we can jump on board with Spag to see, he can see Sam. I think he's been seeing the back of Sam for a while. The gap's now down to 2.2. Not impossible. I mean, he's followed closely by Droppier, who doesn't have a penalty, right?
I believe that's the case. Yeah. So at the moment, Spag needs to gain another half second really on Drop J.
DeLuca then down in 8th after that long first stint. Unfortunate qualifying for him. Wolstrobert is currently 7 seconds behind DeLuca. A minute behind the leader. Opikonoem then has caught up to Wolstrobert a little bit.
Yeah, it's still showing me as having Rob Forbes on the medium tyre. How that can still be a thing in 2019,
Look.
I have no idea. But he's according to the leaderboard, he's definitely on the hard tyres. So yeah, just another fine piece of the game there. But no sign of anyone pitting for the fastest lap.
No, this would be the lap to pit. Opikonoem then done
chance of it, yeah.
24 laps on the hard tyre.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. They've gone a long way, and they're looking in reasonable shape.
Yeah, and his driving is stable, so I don't see a need to pit.
Not sliding it
Maybe
around
an
much.
interest to pit just for the fun of it. He does not dive into the pits. We are
down to
gonna
1.6.
we are gonna go on board with Spag. Yeah. So let's go to broadcast view for a second. Join from Sem's car because we are gonna see the gap go down as he hits the slipstream, just then taking out 1/10, 2/10. Gonna be tight at the end.
In the chat as well, sorry to interrupt, just seen in the chat that Simsy had a massive problem with lag apparently, so retired for the good of himself and everyone else really. So that's unfortunate for the Season 3 champion, and he'll come back stronger I'm sure in Bahrain. But we've got a battle here now, just a second between Spag and Sem. He's going to have DRS on the final lap by the looks of things, not this lap. And so no one has pitted as yet, so that's no one being brave in round 1 to go for that.
I mean, if we have a 2016 moment here, that would be Spag backing up Sem just enough to get a 3-second gap to Droppier, but I don't see that happening. Spag is a sporty, not a sporty, but a great sportsman. They are now being harassed by the ghost of Samster as they go into the third sector.
Down the way.
No.
So just over 1.5 laps to go then. Can Spag get it done on track? Bit of an inside front right lock up there. Gets away with it. Oh, a bit of a slide as well. He's certainly giving it plenty. He's not settled at all for what would remain at the moment 5th place. Sem and Drop J would swap positions. But at the moment, Spag giving everything. DRS again into 13.
They do have equally old tires, so that's going to be
Dropjay's got a bit
interesting.
pressure as well though, so he's definitely looking like the best bet for 4th place I think at the moment. Rafa started his final lap, he's already round into the 2nd sector.
And
Verstappen down at turn 3.
Sam will be asking himself why he's getting all the time the blue flags. Don't worry about that,
Yeah,
Sam.
absolutely.
They are
We've
for
got
cars.
Oppenheim actually. Oppenheim's out there on softs. So what? But he's only just pitted this lap, so he must have just completely got. I don't think that's an effort for fastest lap. I think he's just completely got to the end of his hard tyres that have done about 27 laps at this point. But Rafa successfully negotiates the death chicane, if you like.
So we enter the last lap of the race.
A couple of corners to go.
Yep, sorry. Oh, Sam picking up a penalty there.
Penalty.
That's good for Dropjay, bad for Sam.
Rafa's into the final corner.
It'll be interesting.
Negotiates it without a problem, and the Ferrari driver doesn't pull over to the inside. He powers across the line, possibly, going for fastest lap, a 23.7 on the final lap then. So Rafa with a perfect 26 points, unless someone goes quicker on the final lap. Verstappen coming across doesn't seem to be giving it everything. No, he's 2nd on 18 points. Good start though, good solid start for the F2 runner-up from last season. Midnight is going to hang on, and we've got just 6/10 between Spag and Sam.
Yep.
It's all going to be decided on penalties, I'm afraid. Midnight crosses the line. But yeah, how's this going to shake out? And I think Dropjay is going to be 4th, Spag 5th, Sam 6th.
Oh! Spag
goes into the wall over the line.
But he did cash in the check from Sam. In position.
Crosses in a pretty lonely 7th place in the end. De Luca comes round for a solid 8th, picks up points on his sort of debut in full-time F1 anyway.
Yep.
Wallström is going to come and pick up. He'll be the last person to finish actually, because Oppenheim was a lap down after that late stop. Wallström in the Red Bull is your final man across the line. So solid points for Red Bull as well. Double points finish for them. And I think we're going to try and get some podium interviews for the top 3.
Yeah, let's do it. One thing that I don't think we have a clear driver of the day tonight. Do we have honorable mentions? I have an honorable mention. Somebody who...
I'd give Spag an honourable mention if you to be quick all evening, but go backwards through no fault of his own, really. So yeah, unfortunate to miss out on the podium. I think he would definitely have been up there without the incident with Dropjay at the chicane.
I have 2 I'd like to mention. The first one being Rob Forbes. He had a good first half of the race. First race in RLH, I think, and seemed to get along. I think maybe his tires dropped or something else. That was a good performance.
Yeah, so we'll just try and get the top 3 in.
Are you sending out invites?
I'm going to try to.
Good. Another one, it was a heroic performance by Oppenheim, doing what, 26 laps on the tires? Penalty-wise, or position-wise, we have Rafa in position 1, Verstappen in 2nd, Midnight in 3rd, Dropjay in 4th, Spaghetti in 5th, Sem in 6th, Rob 4th, 7th, De Luca in 8th, and 9th is Wallström, 10th Oppenheim, 11th Samster, and the rest are DNFs, as we are inviting the top 3 for podium interviews. I'm taking this opportunity to promote the league. You can find us on racingleaguehub.com. Normally we have great commentary. Today it was substituted substituted by me and Fretty. Normally we run professionals who know what they're doing. Well, yeah. We are inviting people for podium interviews. Did you get him? Yeah. Good. Blue screen is not see, but that's unfortunate at the moment. We're joined. I think you can't even hear anyone else but me, so I'll just keep it cool for a sec. Are however joined in the commentary box, well, the commentary box, rather on the podium, by the race winner, second place and third place. Good job, gentlemen. That was a great race to watch. Rafa, first race in RLH and a dominant win. Take us through the race from your cockpit.
Well, yeah, I think in the first stint, the guys behind me in second and third actually kept up with me quite decently. So I wasn't like getting too far away. In the second stint then, I think Droppier spun behind me, so I had like quite a big gap to third place at that point. Yeah, and then just really managed like the race. I think not really much more to do from that point onwards. Just try to be as consistent as I can and try to avoid any penalties, which I did as well.
Second place went to Verstappen today. You had you were showing the same thing as last season, constant consistency all the way, great pace. How was it for you in the F1 league this time?
Yeah, first of all, I'm just delighted with this position. I didn't expect this coming into this race. Yeah, overall, I started fourth, jumps back at the start, then Droppier spun indeed. So I had a big gap, and from there on, yeah, Rafa was just too quick, and the guys behind me were slower than me. So yeah, pretty straightforward P2 in the end.
And third place today goes to Midnight. You what? Midnight. How was the race for you? You had a massive battle there and a lot of things going your way today. How was it?
Oh yeah, it was really good. Didn't expect, coming third after the start I had. Qualifying really disappointing. Started seventh. Coming back down off the start to like 10th, I believe. But still pushed hard. Still tried to get a good result, and yeah, that battle. I honestly think Sem was really unfortunate to get pushed off, but I just picked up scraps and just went on forward.
Rafa and actually all of you, the grid wasn't that full tonight. We had 12 drivers on the grid, so going forward we're gonna see more drivers and a lot more action. What do you expect from the rest of the season? Maybe not only in terms of position, but action-wise and development-wise.
Well, I guess I'm gonna go first. Yeah, I mean, it's always like nicer to have a full grid, of course, because there's like more going on throughout the field, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. Really, I think the league is really good managed as well from people.
And Verstappen, was it a bit of a... I mean, the game is new, the tier is new, the position is perhaps not that new. I mean, we saw you last year on the podium consistently. Are you looking forward to the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think this is a really strong grid, perhaps the strongest grid I've ever raced on. and just looking forward to having a lot of battles with pretty much everyone, and expecting myself to get consistent points. Don't expect myself to get podiums every race.
One thing I will just say, sorry to interrupt guys, one thing I will say, even with the action today, when you add the possibility of Seb, Simsy, Samster, Broomer, and the list continues, when you put those pretty much smack in the middle of those battles today, that's shaping up to have the potential for a mega season. So definitely looking forward to next week already.
We've been joined in the party by a former champion, I think. So
I believe season 2 champion, and sorry Rafa, it's my driver of the day is Spag. Despite the fact he only finished 5th, he seemed to go backwards through no fault of his own. Spag, pretty messy opening race for you, and your thoughts on some unfortunate incidents out there?
Well, first 10 laps, I would say the craziest 10 laps I think of my league racing basically career. I'm not really sure what happened with Drop J and I. Drop J kind of went over the track on the obviously after turn 11 and came into my path. So I turned right thinking I could, because he was going left, and I thought maybe if I turned right I could go around like the outside of him. But then he reversed backwards, so then, say bye-bye to my front wing. And then after that, unluckily, I think Simsy may have locked up or something, gone into the back of me, and I went into a spin. And then after that, I think I made a pretty good move on Rob. And then after that, it was just getting up to Sem. And again past him on penalties. So
Yeah, and that incident with Drop J as well. Just when you thought you got it all collected back up again, you got a nice whack from behind from Sam as well. So unfortunately, both of you had front wing damage, and Drop J seemed to get away with it and carry on. So very unfortunate, but well done. I'm sure you'll be back for the next race. But today that'll do. As it's nearly 8:30. So well done everyone, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week. This has been RLH. You've been watching Formula 1 2019, not 18. We race. You can find us on racingleaguehub.com. We race Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. I've been Nika, joined in the commentary box by Fretty. We have 20 odd races left of the season. Make sure to come back, and good evening to all of you.